What's up guys, TechShawn here back with another amazing PC build video. This time, it's all about an entry-level budget build focused on gaming. Of course, you can use it for editing, content creation, and common everyday tasks. From components to how to build, you will know it all. Sit back and enjoy. And as always, if you end up liking this video, make sure to smash the like button. That's all I request from you guys. I hope you'll do it. Alright. First, let me explain you a bit about the components I have chosen for this build. For the core of this build, the processor, I have picked up the AMD Ryzen 3400G. It has 4 cores and a base clock speed of 3.7 GHz. The good thing about this chip is, it comes with an inbuilt Radeon Vega 11 graphics, which has 11 cores. This is a very capable chip which can handle most games from 720p to up to 1080p resolution. You don't need a dedicated graphics card unless you're looking for something powerful. Being an entry-level build, this chip can get you started without breaking the bank. You won't be disappointed. The box has a Rad cooler fan, which looks super solid. A manual, couple of stickers to flaunt on your build. Alright, next for the motherboard, I have a super impressive one. My pick for this build is the ASUS EX A320M gaming motherboard. EX stands for Expedition. This is a super solid board on a budget focused on gaming. Has most of the stuff you will need. The box has the board, 2 SATA cables, motherboard I/O backplate, a manual which is a must read, a driver cum utility CD, and a screw packet for the M.2 slot. Boomba! Here is the ASUS A320M gaming motherboard in its glory. Yes, the design of the board itself gives you a gamish vibe. Love the red and black design. It has an AM4 socket that can take in our 3400G chip. Then you have 4 DDR4 RAM slots with max support of up to 64GB. Then a PCIe 3 slot for dedicated graphics card if you need to add one in the future. For now, we will stick with inbuilt graphics. 2 PCI Express slots for the components, an M.2 slot for adding super fast storage. That's good to have in this board. 4 SATA ports. Coming to the external connectivity ports, PS2 keyboard and mouse slots, DVA slot, HDMI slot, 4 USB 3 slots, and 2 USB 2 slots. And here you have a 1 GB Realtek LAN port. Then finally the audio connectors for your speaker and mic. Overall, an amazing solid board on a budget that covers most of the things you will need. Next up would be RAM. Since this system will be much faster in dual channel configuration, I have picked up 2 8GB DDR4 RAM sticks from Crucial called the Ballistic. So the total RAM would be 16GB for this build. This is the RGB model. Since I want to add some color to this build, I picked up the RGB variant. And above all, the red color heat shield goes well with the motherboard, isn't it? But do note, to save cost, you can choose the non-RGB normal RAM model. RGB RAMs are usually a little pricey. Next up, power supply unit. For this build, I picked up the Antec Atom 450 watts PSU. This is an all-black PSU, a well-built solid one. Should be more than enough for this build. In the box, you also get the power cable, manual, and screws to mount the PSU. Next up, storage. Since we have an M.2 slot on the board, I decided to go with the 240GB Western Digital M.2 SSD for the primary drive. You can also pick up a traditional SSD, but given both are nearly priced the same, why not M.2, which can save some space and eliminate wires. Installing Windows and applications on an SSD allows Windows to boot faster. With a read speed of up to 545 MB and about 430 MB write speed, this should be good to get started. Insanely compact drive.
Phew, I was scared that you won't say compact in this video. Finally, Compact King is here. Exclusive TechShawn comparison time.
Well, if I have to say, the size of the M.2 drive is approximately in the size of a Wrigley's 10 rupees chewing gum.
Oh my god.
Yup, crazy but true. Another exclusive TechShawn comparison. Coming back, for additional storage, I picked up a normal 1TB mechanical drive and I would recommend the Seagate Barracuda. And final one would be the cabinet. Well, cabinet boils down to each one's preference and budget. I have some options for you to choose and you can decide. First, I have the Chiptronics MX1 Budget RGB Gaming Cabinet. This is a well-built metal and glass case. You have an LED strip to the front, tempered glass to one side, then a 120mm RGB fan pre-installed at the back. Has all the features you will need for this budget build. Looks good when turned on, isn't it? Costs approximately 2,399. Next option would be the Chiptronics MX3 Budget RGB Gaming Cabinet. This one is similar to the first one which I showed you, but with a different design. You get nice RGB lighting in the front in a nice grille design. But though you have a 120mm fan pre-installed at the back, this one is not RGB. Anyways, still for around Rs 2,100, definitely worthy. Next option would be the Zebronics Ironside. Boomba, here it is. The name says it all, guys. A super solid, well-built RGB gaming cabinet. Though pricing is on the higher end, it's kinda like a premium cabinet with amazing looks, features and lighting effects. You will be amazed, trust me. I'll be using this cabinet for this build, but you can choose from any of the options I gave you, depending on your budget. One side has a tempered glass panel so you can showcase the components. This can take in ATX, micro ATX and mini ATX motherboards. The front has complete LED lighting with a detachable dust cover. It has totally 15 different lighting effects and supports RGB sync. Can't wait to show you once we are done with the build. It's just amazing. Inside you have enough room for all the components. Bottom slot for your PSU. Back you have the 120mm RGB fan pre-installed. Top can take in a liquid cooler or you can even add 2 more fans. Back neat cable management slots. You also have additional slots to connect more RGB fans, LEDs and control them all. Amazing. Here you have 2 SSD slots so you can pop in additional drives in the future. Here hard disk bay for mechanical drives. Can take in max 2. Top the cabinet comes with this magnetic mat to prevent dust in case you don't use any cooler or fan. Top controls the usual stuff. Power button, LED indicators, LED switch to change lighting effects, USB 2 slot, mic and headphone audio slots, a USB 2 slot and a USB 3 slot. Bottom removable dust filter. Overall, an amazing looking premium solid RGB cabinet with fan for around Rs 5,500. So guys, as said, cabinet is a personal choice based on budget and looks. You can choose any from these 3 that I've suggested based on your budget. Now that I've told you the components, let's put it all together and bring this machine to life. Just follow my exclusive easy 10-step process and make sure to refer manuals if needed, and it's easy as a cake. Step 1. Fix the Ryzen 3400G processor in the motherboard. Follow the arrow marked on the board for direction. Do it carefully. Then lock it in place. Step 2. Next, fix the cooler fan on top. The fan already has enough thermal paste pre-applied. But before we fix it, make sure to unscrew and remove this plastic adapter as we won't need it. Don't remove the back plate. Once done, fix the cooler in the direction shown here and tighten it. Then route the cable like this and connect it to the CPU fan connector on the motherboard. Step 3. Next, let's connect the M.2 SSD to the M.2 slot. Before that, connect the connector that you got on the motherboard box to the slot and then fix the SSD and use the screw to tighten it. Step 4. Next, get the cabinet ready. Remove the side panels. Organize the cables, get the screws, and in the cabinet, fix the motherboard I/O backplate in the slot provided. Step 5. To fix the motherboard in the cabinet, first you need to add the connectors provided with the cabinet screw packet. So let's first connect them and tighten it. Step 6. Then align the board correctly and use the screws to fix the motherboard in place. Step 7. Now let's fix the mechanical drive to the hard disk bay. Slide and remove the case. Connect the drive and tighten it. Then fix it back to the cabinet. Step 8. Now slide in the power unit in its slot and make sure to take the wires to the back so that later we can do some cable management. Use the screws provided and tighten it well. Step 9. Fix the RAM cards in slot 2 and 4 like this. Now that we have all the components in place, final step is to connect the cables. Route the cables from behind to the front via these openings. Then refer the manual and follow markings on the board to fix them correctly. First, let's connect the main power cable. Big one goes here and the small one here. Then connect one SATA cable for the 1 TB drive to any of the SATA slots on the board and connect the other end to the drive. Make sure all cables are routed from the back for neat cable management. Then take a SATA power connector from the PSU and connect it to the drive. Now it's time to connect the cabinet top control cables to the board. Make sure to do it right. USB 3 front cable goes here. Next, let's connect the USB 2 cables here. Audio connector goes here. Front switches etc. goes here. Just follow the markings on the board. Hard disk LED plus and minus here. Power plus and minus goes here. Then power switch here. Finally, the LED lighting. Power up the LED by attaching a SATA power cable from the PSU to this unit. Phew, we are done with the connections. Let's do some basic cable management to make sure the cables don't look messy. You can use cable ties. Once done, slide and close the slide plate. And boomba, we are done with the build.
Rooftop party, jump party, bomb party, rooftop party, jump party, bomb party, rooftop party, jump, rooftop party, jump, rooftop.
Make it clap.
Go, 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 naughty, naughty, go, 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 go,
Oh boy, look at that. Awesome, right? Love the overall RGB lighting mode, guys, which you can totally change as per your liking. The objective of this PC build is to build an entry-level all-purpose PC, but mainly for budget gaming. If you ask me, how about the upgrade factor? Well, RAM, yep, you can go up to 64GB. Graphics card, yep, you can add one. Hard disk, SSD, you can keep adding more. Want to make it wireless ready? To connect internet wirelessly, plug in a good Wi-Fi adapter like this. Here is a pricing chart of this build for your reference. I have given you both RGB and non-RGB model pricing. Do note bargaining and getting components offline will get you a cheaper price. Still, I have given Best Buy links to all in the description, check it out. So based on your budget, you can choose whatever you want. If you are on a tight budget, sacrificing the RGB lighting does help to some extent. Alright, time to fire up the build. For the monitor, I'll be using my 27-inch widescreen Zebronics monitor. This is a Full HD ultra-thin LED monitor with an amazing built-in design, good picture quality, 178-degree viewing angle, anti-glare, thin bezels, HDMI connectivity and inbuilt speakers. Yep, it has one. But I would suggest anyways, connect an external speaker for an amplified sound. A very good monitor for around Rs 11,000. You also get the 24-inch model for around Rs 8,000, which is also a good deal. We'll leave the Best Buy link to both models in the description, check it out. Boom! Finally we are all set and the build is alive with Windows 10 installed. If you want to know how to install Windows 10, do check out part 2 of our PC build series, where I have explained in detail. Now to the setup, I have added the Artist desktop speakers, which comes with RGB lighting. And for the keyboard and mouse, I am using the Zebronics Transformer combo. It's a cool gaming keyboard and mouse combo. I have done a separate video on this long back, do check it out. Okay, coming to a quick gaming demo. I know you guys will be waiting for this. I did install and try some high-end titles and it all ran smooth. GTA 5 I got up to 60 FPS in Full HD, medium settings. Oh yeah, that's right baby. Awesome, right? PUBG around 55 FPS in Full HD medium settings. Resident Evil 3 about 45 to 50 frames in Full HD medium settings. And Tomb Raider about 60 FPS. Overall super cool. This machine is a mid-range budget build that should take care of your gaming needs, editing and almost everything in between. It has a capable processor, 16GB RAM, SSD, Vega 11 graphics, all combined gives you a smooth performance. Do note guys, given the new tax rules and dollar fluctuation, pricing will fluctuate plus or minus time to time. It's not in my control guys. Still, as said, I have given the Best Buy links to all components in the description, check it out. So, that's it for this PC build video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, like, share and subscribe and I'll catch you guys in another exciting video. Until then,